Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And if you haven't shared it, go ahead and share it with somebody. Today we're going to be talking about why pretty girls like nerdy guys. And when I go to the comment section, I see a lot of this and I hear a lot of questions. I see a lot of talk about pretty girls liking nerdy guys nowadays. All right. First of all, I want to say this. You're going to find a lot of pretty girls dating nerdy guys that are white. You're going to mainly see white women doing this and European women doing this because minority women, normally Spanish, Black, Dominicans, those are going to use their sexuality to lure you in because they already have assets that a man wants. So typically they already know how to use their sexuality to get you. You're going to mainly see white women dating nerdy guys, but you're going to occasionally see black women dating nerdy guys, but they're typically a black woman who has the mindset of a white woman, if you know what I mean. So the answer to that is going to be, it's quick gratification for the woman. It's a quick way for her to feel like a princess. It's the fastest way for her to get gratification out of a man. See, she may be trying to aim for the guy that she really wants, and he may not be responding a certain way. She may feel her value is higher than what it is, and they mainly do this after a guy they want has rejected them. So when a woman is rejected, she normally bounces back with the fastest thing that she can get to worship her, and it's typically a nerdy guy. So the nerdy guy, he's so fascinated with her that he starts to bow down to her. A lot of ways, a lot of you beta males have done this in the past with women that you have dated, is that you fall into her grace. You fallen for her vulnerability. You came in, you swept off her feet, you given her back her confidence. Once you give her back her confidence, then that's when she starts treating you bad. It's the same thing with the nerdy guy. He's only there to give her back the confidence that she lost from the guy that rejected her. So a lot of these women are going to grab the nerdy guy because they can get everything out of the nerdy guy. It's complete control. Secondly, it's a rebound move and it's bait. They're bait guys. Nerdy guys are baits for pretty women. It's a quick way for them to pull them in and take them around the guy that they want to make jealous. That's what the nerdy guy is used for. See, the nerdy guy, he's going to spend his money making sure she want to go places. She's going to want to go places where she thinks certain guys are going to show up. So she can show up to these places with a guy on her arm so she looks like she can get somebody. But what happens in these situations when you have women that are using nerds for bait is that the nerd can get hurt really, really, really fast during certain age groups. Now, a nerd typically is gonna win by buying her. The older she gets, the less valuable she's gonna be. So the nerd ultimately can win if he can supply a source of security, a sense of security, which typically happens. And the reason why this happens is because when you're dealing with European women and you're dealing with women who are suffering from insecurities, they know that they're really ugly inside and they know that they're ugly on the outside, especially white women. White women are fully aware that when I take off my makeup, I do not look as good as I am whenever I have on my makeup, which is why a lot of these blonde hair women, skinny women, when they don't have on makeup, they look dead. You see the real them. You see how pale their skin is. You see how dead their flesh is. But when they have on the makeup, they look flawless. People are always treating people by what they look like at that moment, not caring. This is why women are willing to risk their health for beauty, is because it's their ultimatum and it's their ultimate power that they use. So when they're dating a nerdy guy, they still feel like that ugly girl underneath because they understand that if I get with a guy of value who has looks, who has the money, who has the entire package, the moment that he sees her without makeup, it may scare him away from her. But when it comes to the nerdy guy, he's so happy to be with her, he's gonna take her as is because he's gonna always be looking for that Barbie doll. She can get the nerd with her looks, but she can never show the nerd her worst. That's the downfall about a woman being with a nerd. As long as she's piling the makeup on her face, as long as she's being nice, then the nerd's gonna go along with it because her physicality is supplying his need for beauty. But if she goes too long looking ugly and that nerdy guy is still developing as a man, and as he gets in his 30s and 35s, he starts getting a whole new growth about him and he starts becoming very confident, that same nerdy guy would end up cheating on that beautiful woman because that beautiful woman's beauty is only temporary. So the nerdy guy gets with her when she knows how to look her best, but when she starts looking her worst, that nerdy guy would typically start cheating. And that's why, and when men like nerds start cheating, it's because nerds are the ones that actually turn into older Tyrones. They typically turn into the older guys that are gonna do that. Those nerds that did not get women in school. By the time you're 35 years old, you're gonna be a full-blown alpha swan. That's how it normally works. So you'll see a lot of nerds that get beautiful women in their 20s, possibly marry them, but they end up cheating on them because that beautiful girl starts looking like trash. See, you gotta understand this. A woman lives life only off emotions and not logic. So she is going to date the nerdy guy because he's going to make her feel like a princess. He's going to make her feel very, very, very good. But when she gets her confidence, she's no longer going to like him. If she knows that she lives in a city with a lot of beautiful women, she is more prone to date a nerd because it's keeping her away from the high value males. Don't be thinking that you left out just because you're seeing her with a nerdy guy. Just know, she'll never love him, and he's being used the whole time. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully I was able to get the message across. Comment, like, subscribe.